Well, that's working. Do I have an echo? About to find out. Okay. Well, that's working. Do I have an echo? No. About to find out. Cool. Okay. Well, that's working. Do I have an echo? No. About to find out. Cool. Got rid of the echo. It's gone. Alright. What am I trying to do here? Oh yeah, I want to make an effect. Well, that's working. So, do I have Nutty? Because Nutty's the motherfucking man. No. OBS background, I move her without a green screen. Oh, I did that. What Twitch gave its partners for Christmas. When will...
This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Previously on Nutty stream. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
You guys like shoulder gay? This is not very sexy.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of Joe Biden. This isn't the president. Joe Biden isn't a Twitch streamer, as far as I know. What you're looking at right now are the kind of monstrosities that I create for my stream. I've been playing around with face tracking lately, so I wanted to share with you guys how I can get these types of filters and add them to your stream. You'll be able to trigger these effects not only through your stream deck, but your viewers will also be able to activate them through things like channel points, bits, subs, all the things that I know you guys love. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Look, I know you guys know what a VPN is, you're not stupid. If you guys are streamers, which I know most of you are, you should really consider getting one. And with Surfshark, you can make it look like you're browsing the web from a completely different country. You can unlock shows on Netflix that you wouldn't normally be able to watch in your country. I live in Australia, that's not a meme, I actually live there, or here, and I don't have access to shows like The Walking Dead. I kind of stopped watching after they spent like a year in the farm, but you know, the option would be nice.
Oh no.
Surfshark has a strictly no logs policy, so they don't keep any of your data. Plus, they have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you don't end up liking it, you can always get your money back. And by the way, you can use Surfshark on as many devices as you want, even on a single subscription. So if you got a tablet, you got a phone, you got a laptop, you can use it across all of them. Sign up to Surfshark using the link down below and use code NuttyVPN to get 83% off. Plus, you'll even get 3 months completely free. So today we're gonna be looking at a program called Snap Camera. And if you didn't guess that, come on man, it's literally in the title. Keep up, Nathaniel. Is your name Nathan or Daniel? Pick one. Save some names for the rest of us. SnapCam is a program that allows you to use any Snapchat lens for your PC, and it's actually made by Snapchat, so it's their official program. Any of the lenses that you use to mess around with your friends, like this one, which turns me into an ABG, you can now bring it to your desktop. Here's how it works. Instead of feeding your camera directly into OBS, What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna feed our camera into SnapCam and then feed that into OBS. So essentially, SnapCam is acting like a middle layer between OBS and your webcam. This will make more sense when you actually install the program. So head on the link down below, download SnapCam, install it. It's pretty straightforward. But once you have it installed, you're gonna go into OBS, go to the video capture device, which is your webcam, go to the properties, and instead of using your webcam here, you're gonna see an option that says Snap Camera. This is just a virtual device that SnapCam installed, and this is gonna be your camera now. You should see the SnapCam logo in place of your camera, and that's because we actually have to set up our camera inside of Snap Camera. So now open up Snap Camera, go into the settings, and from the drop-down box, select what camera you wanna use for SnapCam. Now you just have to search for your favorite Snapchat lens, click on it, and it should immediately show up in OBS. And that's basically all there is to it. Now, I could just end the video right here. Like, honestly, I could. It wasn't that hard. You just download a program, install it. I don't even know why I make these videos sometimes. It wasn't that hard. But we got more to talk about. So let's talk about how to actually find lenses, because it may not be as straightforward as you think it is. Of course, you could just use the search field, and there are literally thousands of different lenses to choose from. But you'll notice that sometimes when you search for a particular lens, it actually doesn't appear in the search results. For example, here's one that's called My Twin. This is the one that turns me into an ABG. And this is an official Snapchat lens. If I just type My Twin into the search results, it's just not there. Well, it turns out if you can find the direct URL to the Snapchat lens that you want, then all you need to do is to paste that URL into the search bar and it'll pick it up. But how do you actually get the URL to begin with? So if you install Snapchat onto your phone, you can actually search for all of the lenses there, even the ones that don't appear in SnapCam. So you just find the lens that you want, you tap on the screen, tap on the eye, go into export lens, and then select copy link. Then just paste that URL somewhere that you can transfer to your PC. So use a Notes app, email it to yourself, use a smoke signal, do what you gotta do. Now you can paste it into the search field and it should show up. So let's just say you find a lens that you really like. Well, you can click on the star to save it to your favorites, and you're actually gonna need to do this if you wanna tie these Snapchat lenses into like your channel points or your sub alerts. While we're on the subject, let's talk about channel points. So now you're at a point where you have a list of all your favorite lenses. Now you want your viewers to be able to activate these lenses using channel points, subs, bits, all the different Twitch stuff. The first thing you ought to do is assign a hotkey to all of your lenses. So go to your favorites and click in the weird looking keyword thing. This is where you set up all your different hotkeys. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Every single one of your lenses needs to have a different hotkey assigned to it. And on top of that, every hotkey has to have a modifier. So you need to include at least Control, Shift, or Alt. You can't just assign it to like F12 or something. This is kind of annoying because a lot of games use those keys for like sprinting and crouching. So you're just gonna have to deal with randomly crouching in the middle of your game sometime. I'd love if you could just assign each lens to like an F13 or F24 key, but doesn't seem to be possible. Anyway, the point is, figure out a hotkey that you want to use, and then now we're gonna have to use a program to virtually press those keys every time someone spends their channel points or does whatever on Twitch. The two that I personally like to use are Leorin Board and Touch Portal. Both are gonna work here. And by the way, if none of that meant anything to you, Leorin Board and Touch Portal are just two different programs that can detect whenever someone spends channel points and then trigger a certain event, such as pressing a hotkey. I've made videos on both of those. I'll leave them linked up here. I highly recommend that you watch those videos because nothing I'm gonna say is gonna make any sense if you don't. Plus, I want your ad revenue. So we'll start with doing it in Leorin Board. So create a new button, right click on it, and then go into keyboard macros. This might seem a little bit unintuitive at first, but you basically just enter in each key for your hotkey. So if your hotkey is like Control, Shift, F12, then you just put in Control, Shift, and F12. Also, it's probably a good idea to turn off the lens after a while, otherwise it's just gonna be on like forever. So add in the hotkey again, and then this time add in a delay for however long you want the filter to be enabled. Then just go ahead and add all your triggers just like you would for any other button in Leorin Board. Test it out, and it should work just fine. And if not, oops. One thing to note, if you're gonna have multiple channel point redemptions for different Snapchat lenses, you probably don't want them to overlap on top of each other. So one great thing that they added to the last release of Leorin Board is group IDs. So you can actually assign a group ID to all your channel point redemptions, and in Leorin Board, every single button that has the same group ID will be queued up in the same queue so that they never play at the same time. I highly recommend that you use group IDs, otherwise you're gonna run into a situation where like two different people activate Snapchat lenses at the same time, and then one's gonna cancel out the other, and then they're gonna start fighting in chat, and then you're gonna be like, guys, stop fighting, this is really awkward, please stop fighting, I don't know what to do. Now, if you're using Touch Portal, it's a little bit more straightforward. You just add a new event, and then you add a virtual key press and press your hotkey. Then you add a wait timer for however long that you want, and then you add another virtual key press to turn off the lens. Oh, and similar to Leorin Board, make sure that all your Snapchat lens redemptions are on the same queue lane. Queue lanes are basically the same thing as group IDs in Leorin Board. That's about it. Now, once you got the hang of it, you can start combining these Snapchat lenses with all the other different effects that you've learned. Hopefully for me, and not someone else's YouTube channel. Traitor. You know what they call you? Trader Joe's. But you can just get like really creative with this. Like, here's one that I call the Merca effect. And for this one, we don't just activate the Joe Biden filter, but what we do is we change the lights behind me to red and blue, and then we also pull up the American flag on the monitor behind me, while also playing the president music in the background. I don't even know what it's called, but you know the presidential music? We play that in the background. But you can see that we're tying together all these different ideas and all these different elements into this single effect that's really funny, at least I hope it's funny, and just creating something that just has a theme rather than just, ooh, I just activated a Snapchat lens, how boring. So a couple things I want to mention before we wrap up the video, because Snapcam does have its quirks. The first one, and it's actually kind of a big one, is Snapcam only works in 30 FPS, which normally wouldn't be a problem, but when you're using Snapcam, you lose access to your webcam's high quality 60 FPS frame rate. That means you're going to have to choose whether or not you want your high quality camera or the fun effects of Snapcam. Not Snapcam's fault, this is just a limitation of basically every single USB webcam. They can only be used in one program at a time. Now there are some exceptions to that. I talk more about it in my Camlink Pro video. TLDR, I don't have that issue personally because the Camlink Pro can be used in multiple programs at the same time. It's not the only capture card that can do that, it's just one example. Now there are ways around that on a normal webcam. For example, you can use a program called Manycam. I'm not even gonna bother showing you how to do that because that's gonna lead on to the next point, and that is that Snapcam can be pretty heavy on your system resources. Some filters like the ABG filter I was using earlier can use like 15 to 20% of my GPU, and I'm using a 1080 Ti, so if you're trying to game at high frame rates while also using Snapchat filters, you may have a little bit of trouble. This is one of the few situations where I would say that, yeah, a 2 PC setup might be pretty useful here, but that's a topic for another video. But anyway, go away and go install Snapcam, find some really cool lenses, and if you find anything really cool, leave it in the comments down below so everybody can find them. Links to the Discord in the description if you guys need any help with anything to do with streaming. Also, I stream 3 nights a week, so come by. We're probably gonna do some crazy Snapchat stuff this week, so see you.
Nah, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, so you're gonna make me watch your other video. Okay, that's fine. You know, I appreciate you wanting the ad revenue, although I hear it's really nothing. But I got a secret to tell you. I have YouTube Premium. I don't have ads. Hope that doesn't affect your ad revenue. That's a good question. When will channel?
One of the reasons that I will always prefer to stream on Twitch compared to YouTube is that Twitch is just a much more interactive and fun platform. We've built this entire YouTube channel on the idea of... Who the fuck is calling me? Hello? Yeah, sorry, that was Tony Hawk. We built this entire channel around the idea of allowing your viewers to interact with your stream in some way, whether it's changing scenes in OBS or just activating a cool effect. One of the biggest reasons why we're able to do that is because of Twitch's channel point system. If you didn't know, there's some seriously amazing tools out there that can tap into Twitch's channel point system, and that's just not something that's available for YouTube. Oh my god, how many distractions? So why aren't we seeing more tools like StreamerBot or Mix It Up or Lure on Board or Touch Portal having support for YouTube? How come there seems to be like 10 different programs that support the Twitch channel point system, but there seems to be nobody programming anything that supports YouTube? There's actually a really good reason for this. I actually explained it last week on my Twitch stream, which you should go follow, by the way, because don't make me beg you, just fucking follow me, dude. This video is gonna be a highlight of that stream, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I talk about what I think we can do to bring channel points to YouTube, okay? So enjoy the video, have a happy new year, and I'll see you guys in 2022. I'm not going anywhere, I just thought that would be cool. Have you guys ever wondered why there's no integration for channel points on YouTube? Like, anytime someone makes a program like Lure on Board or like Mix It Up or StreamerBot, all those programs have integration with Twitch, and there's seemingly nothing for YouTube, despite the fact that so many people want to move over to YouTube. It's all Google's fault. The way Twitch works, anytime you get a sub or anytime someone uses channel points or gives you bits, they're just broadcasting a message to people and being like, hey, X person used some channel point, and then third-party programs can tap into that and listen to those messages, and then once they receive those messages, they can just basically do whatever they want. It's the reason why you guys can set up things so like when somebody spends channel points, you can use StreamerBot to tap into that, and then StreamerBot can change scenes in OBS or activate different filters. That would be a great example of something you can do on Twitch. That's not how YouTube works though. The way YouTube works is like basically anytime you want anything, you need to do a request for it. You need to request that information from YouTube. Anytime someone subs or somebody leaves a comment on your video or whatever, even anytime someone sends a message in your stream, you have to send a request to get that information. You can only do that a certain number of times. And so they have like this quota system where by default, I think you get like 10,000 units or whatever. And anytime you get information from YouTube, like the most recent messages in YouTube chat, it takes away from this quota limit. By the way, this quota thing applies to like every single person that's using whatever program you're using. Let's just say you set up some kind of YouTube integration for StreamerBot. Anytime anybody that uses StreamerBot uses like a channel points thing that connects to YouTube, that deducts from that 10,000 points total for every single person. It's super annoying. So like if you have like 1,000 people that are using StreamerBot at the same time, you're gonna run out of that quota super quickly. Like you'll just burn through it. You can apply to get more, like a higher quota, so you can do more stuff with like channel points or whatever. But like YouTube has this whole thing where you have to apply for it. They do a whole auditing thing where you have to like say what your program does and like give examples or whatever. It's such a nightmare. Like they make it so restrictive to be able to access their system to do anything that you want. I want to give you an analogy so you can better understand the difference between Twitch and YouTube. You know when you go to a restaurant and you order your food and they give you your order number and you just wait, and whenever your food is ready, they'll be like, yes, Jamichael, your food is ready now. That's how Twitch works. Now on YouTube, imagine that instead of them actually telling you when your food is ready, you gotta ask them every 5 minutes, is my food ready? Is my food ready? Until it's actually ready. And it's even worse because imagine you got to like the 10th time asking and they just got super annoyed at you and they're like, yo homie, you're asking for your food way too many times. You gotta come back tomorrow. That's how YouTube works. One of the community members for Lure on Board, her name is Christina, basically asked YouTube, like, they wanted to integrate YouTube into Lure on Board, and they sent out like a whole application to them, like for a higher quota or whatever. And she was like telling YouTube, like, this is what our program does and this is what we plan to do with it. It's only now, that was like 6 months ago, it's only now that we finally got the approval we needed to be able to support YouTube in Lure on Board. And like, even then, I'm not even sure if the quota that they gave us was like enough. But if you guys ever want to do like chat commands or whatever for YouTube streaming, you can do it with Lure on Board now. But you have to understand, it took so fucking long for that to actually happen. What about using webhooks instead? YouTube doesn't have webhooks like it does for Twitch. Twitch has webhooks, which is why it's so much easier on Twitch, but YouTube doesn't work like that. You have to make a request to their API for everything, even individual chat messages. That's what makes it so difficult. And so the guys at StreamerBot are aware of this. Like, a lot of people have been asking the StreamerBot team, like, hey, when are you going to support YouTube? And they said like, yeah, it would be nice and we're looking into it, but it's just way too difficult given how restrictive their API access is. And that's totally like on YouTube to like fix that. However, I have a solution. I have come up with a solution, chat. This might be dumb as fuck. If I have any smart programmers in chat that can tell me if this idea is dumb, please let me know. But I think it's a good idea. What are we gonna do about it? So what is the biggest news in streaming in the past 2 weeks? Hassan getting banned? Okay, there's that. Ludwig moving to YouTube. That is the answer, okay? There's been so many big streamers that have moved from like Twitch to YouTube, right? And Ludwig is like the latest one. I genuinely believe there's a big ass spider over there. I genuinely believe that like Ludwig's move is probably the most important one, just because Ludwig is so like invested in Twitch and Twitch culture. All the other streamers, like I know Valkyrie moved over to YouTube, Dr. Disrespect, but I feel like none of those people were really invested in Twitch culture. But Ludwig is invested in Twitch culture. He cares about things like unban requests. That stuff is like very Twitch specific stuff that doesn't exist on YouTube. And so if you guys actually paid attention to Ludwig, right, he made a video, and I want to show you guys something, okay?
We made an extension together that's just trying to make the experience on YouTube better. All those subs that you had on Twitch are now combined with subs on YouTube, the memberships. The name you have, you can now change it to your Twitch name if you want. The emotes will be exactly like Twitch emotes. We're gonna start adding some cool features like channel points. But it'll be our own custom channel points, so I'll be able to scale the economy because we'll have the whole back end to ourselves. Unban forms included in the overall package. There's also things I haven't talked about, some secrets and surprises. Maybe you guys will find out.
Ludwig has paid a dude named Automated, and that dude is working on an extension called Mogul TV, which is gonna add all of these features that are missing on YouTube, but to Twitch. I mean, to YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about. And it already exists. I installed it. You click connect to Twitch and I can't even do it. You're supposed to be able to like connect your Twitch account so that your whole chat, you can connect your Twitch name to like your YouTube name. And so like if you have this extension installed, you'll see your Twitch name instead of your YouTube name, which is pretty cool. It's got like a theater mode, which I can't even test any of this. And it has emotes, but like eventually he's gonna add like channel points and stuff. But the reason why I think this is super important is because in order for like a plugin like this to work, usually whenever you ask someone like, oh, like just install this plugin and you can get X feature and stuff, like you've already lost half of these people. You know, nobody wants to install an extension, but you can see that it works sometimes. Like BTTV is a good example. Like a lot of people that use Twitch use BTTV emotes. Someone who doesn't have BTTV, you just be like, hey, install this extension, and within 2 minutes they've gone from not knowing what this plugin is to having the plugin or the extension installed, and like they're already using it and they know how to use it. So I think adoption is like a really big deal, because like if it's simple enough to just say like, yeah, just make an extension to add like channel points and stuff, but like what's the point if like literally nobody's using it? So the very fact that like Ludwig is the person that's like pushing for this feature to actually happen, I feel like this is the thing that actually has a chance of taking off and actually having widespread adoption. I don't know if it will, and because he said it's gonna have channel points and it's being developed, this is what we need need, guys, okay? I don't know if this is a stupid idea, but hypothetically, okay, this mogul.tv extension becomes super widespread and everybody using it, right? And it has channel points. I think we need to have some kind of third-party access through like an API or webhook, similar to how Twitch works, so that anytime somebody uses channel points in this theoretical extension, then you can connect it to third-party programs like Board or StreamerBot or like whatever we want, and it'll be just as easy to use as it works on Twitch. You guys see what I'm saying? So instead of trying to like waste our time trying to connect these programs to YouTube and their nightmare of an API system or whatever, we're just gonna be like, fuck it, tell everybody who wants to use channel points and actually cares about this stuff, just install this extension, and then we'll have other programs that will connect to this extension instead. Is that a stupid idea? I don't know if it's dumb. I don't know if that's a dumb idea or not. So this is what my idea is, okay? We need to somehow get the attention of Automated. Automated is the dude that is working on this, and unfortunately this dude is fucking famous apparently, okay? I don't have enough clout to contact this guy and be like, yo man, give me what I want. I want third-party access to your channel point system when you're making Mogul TV, because he's developing this right now. Ludwig is paying this dude to develop this plugin. My idea is basically just, yo, we need to get his attention somehow and be like, this is what we want, and then we need to be like, this is the kind of stuff that you can do with it. Is it stupid? I don't know, it's dumb, okay? I know I used to be a software developer, okay, but it's a shit developer, okay? You think it's a good idea? So yeah, I genuinely think that this is our best opportunity to get a similar sort of experience to Twitch, but on YouTube. You gotta think of it like this, right? Channel point redeems and stuff, like the kind of stuff that we do in our community, it's very niche anyway. Most people that use channel points are using it for boring shit like, oh my god, thanks for the hydrate, homie. That's what people use it for. Like, they're not doing like super high-tech stuff. It's only like a small percentage of people are doing that. And so I feel like expecting viewers on YouTube to just have an extension to be able to do this kind of stuff is not an unreasonable expectation. Like, imagine someone's watching you on YouTube, right? They're like, oh, how did you get chat to do stuff like this? Then you basically just need to tell them like, oh yeah, well, there's an extension, it's called Mogul TV. And they'll be like, oh, Mogul TV, I didn't know about that. Thanks, streamer, you're the best. They install the plugin and immediately they just see the channel points underneath their chat on YouTube. And they can instantly start interacting your stream just by installing the extension. My ask for you guys is, whenever I make this a YouTube video, I'm gonna share this on Twitter. We need to get the attention of Automated. In fact, I'll probably try to send a DM to this Automated dude and see what he thinks, because for all we know, they might already be planning to add some kind of third-party access to channel points there anyway, you know? I don't have enough clout to be able to reach out with him. I need your help to make me look cooler. Even better, dude, someone hook me up with Lud right now and I can get on the phone with him. Yo, Lud, hit me up. Hit me up, Lud. I want to talk to you. I have a feeling they are going to limit it to Ludwig. Imagine the infrastructure cost. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. As soon as you start opening this up to everybody, and then if you're going to have a channel point system, you're going to need some kind of way to track every single viewer and like how many points they have and everything. And so like scalability will start to be an issue and it'll become more expensive. And I don't know if that's what they actually plan Mogul TV to do. Like, it could be a thing that just works for Ludwig's stream. I don't know. I don't know what their plans are. And it doesn't just have to be this plugin either. I just thought this plugin would be the best option. It's the only plugin that I can see, or extension that I can see having widespread adoption. It can be some other extension, but the point is, like, even if another extension exists that does what we want it to do, it's gonna be pretty useless if you don't have widespread adoption, because then nobody's gonna have the extension. I'm gonna feel really embarrassed if I reach out to Automated and he comes back and he's like, yo homie, this is a fucking stupid idea, dumbass, never contact me again, stupid ass. Today I'm going to be showing you something that I promise you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube. You guys know what a stream deck is, right? It's like this thing that's got a bunch of buttons on it and you can control OBS from it, so you can change scenes, toggle sources on and off. But Pushing buttons is lame. That's 2019. We're in 2020, and in 2020 I am too lazy to push buttons myself. In fact, I'm so lazy, I decided I'm gonna make my viewers push the buttons for me, and guess what? I'm gonna make you guys pay for it too. That's right, you too can let your viewers control your stream and do pretty much most of the same things that this guy can do. And best of all, you can do it for free. What do you mean people can control my stream? So we're talking things like hosts, raids, bits, subs, chat messages, even channel points. If you guys don't know what channel points are, it's a newish feature on Twitch that lets viewers gain points by watching your stream. Then they can redeem those points for all sorts of rewards that you can customize yourself. Now, what kind of rewards are we talking about? Well, Twitch actually sent out an email with some of their ideas, so let's have a look at them. Number 2, drink water. Boring. Number 5, do push-ups. Trying to kill me, man? Number 8, change light color. I mean, that's kind of disrespectful to the viewers in chat who can't even see colors. Okay, so these ideas are pretty lame. I got some better ideas. What if we could set it up so that if someone redeems 1,000 channel points, we can switch the camera to like this back camera here? And I know I'm not wearing pants, stop looking. Or what if I could let you guys punch me in the face? Punch me. Do it. Ow! Nutty, get out! Stop punching me! Ah! Or even better, what if I let you guys use channel points to give me street cred? I don't even know what that does. What is that? I've never seen that attack. Let's talk about that. What's up, guys? It's Nutty. Before we get started, make sure to do all that subscribe garbage. We do a whole bunch of videos to help you guys get started with your Twitch stream. Also, if you guys want to ask me any questions, make sure to drop into my Twitch stream. We talk about all things to do with streaming, including what you're going to see in today's video. I'll leave a link down below to where you can find that, but you guys don't care about that. So on to whatever I was going to talk about. Here's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to make your Twitch stream more interactive by letting your viewers use bits, subs, channel points, all that good stuff to control your OBS install, essentially letting people take over your stream. And the way we're going to be doing that is by using a new app for Windows that basically only 5 people in the world know about. So you wouldn't have heard this anywhere else. It's called Leorin Board, and the reason it's called that is because the guy who made it, his name's Leorin. And the only reason why I know about it is because I know Leorin. I've known him for a few years now. And he actually told me about this idea a few months back when he first conceptualized it. And basically what Leorin Board is well, it's another Stream Deck alternative. If you guys aren't aware, the most successful video right now on this channel is my 5 Stream Deck alternatives video. So I've already looked at apps like Deckboard and Touch Portal, which are both really, really good, and I actually use them myself, but Leorin Board is the only one that can be triggered using bits, subs, all that stuff that I keep mentioning. So being a Stream Deck alternative, it does have an Android app similar to how Deckboard and Touch Portal have, but I gotta be honest with you, I haven't even used it, and I don't really care about using it because those 2 apps do a really good job already. What I really care about is the chat interaction part, and for that, you just need the Windows app, and you don't need a phone for it. So if you're worried about having to need a phone, you don't need one. So we're not gonna be covering the Android app at all, but maybe in another video. But enough yapping. What do you guys actually need? You're gonna need to download 2 things. So first, of course, you're gonna need the Leorin Board app, and the second thing you're gonna need is the OBS WebSocket plugin. And basically all this plugin does is it lets Leorin Board communicate with OBS, so it allows it to change scenes, sources, all that good stuff. I left the link down below to where you can download both of those. Now, first things first, this only works for OBS Studio, because I know one of you is gonna ask, does this work with Streamlabs OBS? I warned you. Now, the OBS WebSocket plugin is pretty easy to install. Just follow the instructions, it's all there. But for the Leorin Board app, you're gonna download a zip file, and when you extract that zip file, you're gonna see 3 folders. The first folder is gonna be the Leorin Board receiver for PC, and the other 2 folders are gonna be the Stream Deck apps for both PC and Android. Like I said, I don't really care about the Stream Deck app stuff, so you can just ignore those folders. What we really care about is that receiver. Open up the receiver, and the first time you open it up, you're gonna be asked to put in the OBS WebSocket port number. Again, the app needs this information so it can communicate with OBS. If you don't know what these numbers are, chances are you can just leave it at default and it's fine. But if you want to make sure, go into OBS, go to Tools, and go to WebSocket Server Settings. If you can't find that in the Tools menu, then you probably don't have the OBS WebSocket plugin installed correctly, so go back and do do that again. You're also going to want to click auto connect to OBS and auto connect to Twitch. This is going to make more sense in a second. Click accept and then you'll see this page. And I gotta be honest, Leorin, this page looks ugly as demonetized. This page might not be super intuitive. So first thing you want to do is click on the button that says connect to OBS. It's just going to connect the app to OBS. How do I know that? Because it says so on the button. Next, you're going to want to click link Twitch account, then open URL, and then accept the permissions there. That's just going to link your Twitch account to the app. Again, I knew that because it says link to Twitch. And finally, we want the app to start listening to sub, host, and raid events. So just click on connect to Twitch. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that's going to connect my Twitch account, right? Not so fast, Sonic the Hedgehog. The app's going to start yelling at you, being all like, you must be running this TLS transmitter thing. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell's a TLS transmitter? Good question. I don't know. But if you go into the unzip folder, you'll see a file called TSL transmitter. It does TLS. TSL, I don't know, TSL transmitter. Anyway, it's an HTML file. So what you want to do is you want to go into OBS, add a browser source, select local file, and point at that HTML file. You don't actually have to display this browser source anywhere. So once you've added it, you can just hide it, put it in a scene that you don't even use, and not even think about it again. If you've done it correctly, those 3 buttons that you just clicked will all be grayed out. And the next time that you open the app, if you selected auto connect earlier, it should automatically try to connect to those things and they'll all be grayed out. If you see that, you're good. Okay, so here's where the fun stuff starts. On the right side is a scrolling list of items, and this wasn't super clear to me, but if you click on one of the items and go inside, you'll see what looks like a stream deck. Basically, each of the items in this list is its own deck with its own set of buttons that you can lay out. So if you're using an Android app, this is exactly what you would see. So we're gonna start by creating a brand new deck. So create a brand new deck, click on it, and inside you'll see an empty grid. And if you click on one of the cells, you can see a button that says create new button. Then if you right click on the button that you just created, you'll see some options there for like adding sound effects and keyboard macros. But the option that we really care about is that add commands option. Click on the plus sign and you'll see a bunch of options for things like changing scenes, toggling sources on and off, even things that like a $200 stream deck can't do, like toggling filters and things like motion effects. I haven't even played around with that, but that sounds cool. I'm gonna do something really simple. We're gonna just add a switch scene event and then change scenes to my just chatting scene. Just ignore the fact that I have like a billion scenes. That's a topic for another video. Then I'm gonna add a second switch scene event, but this time it's gonna switch back to my desktop scene and we're gonna add a 4,000 millisecond delay to this one. So all that this does is it switches to my just chatting scene, then 4 seconds later it switches back to my desktop scene. So this is what it looks like in action. I'll be sitting here playing my game, then someone donates like $1 million to me, and then it switches to my webcam automatically. Then a few seconds later it automatically switches back to my game scene. But this isn't gonna work quite yet. We've created the command, but we haven't added the trigger so that our chat can interact with our OBS scenes. So to do that, right click on the button again, click add Twitch triggers and click the plus sign and you'll see all sorts of options here. Bits, hosts, and raids are pretty straightforward. You can set a minimum amount and a maximum amount. So if you only want to trigger a command using like 10 bits or something, you can do that. For subs, you can select tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, even prime subs and gifted subs. For chat messages, you can have it set up so like if someone in chat types in !game, it switches to your game scene for you. And finally is the point redeems. So these will be your channel points. You just have to make sure that you name it exactly the same as you've named it in your dashboard. So whatever the reward name is, that's what you'd enter in here. The name has to be exact. If the name isn't exact, it will not work. You'll also notice that it has a check mark that says add to request queue. If you have this checked on, all that means is if 2 people activate the same command twice in a row, it's just gonna queue up those actions. If you have this checked off, let's just say someone activates the command and while it's still going, someone else activates the command, it's not going to play again after. I personally would recommend turning this on, but totally up to you. So now that you know the basics for setting up your own commands, I want to give you some examples of things that I've set up for my own stream. So the first is what I like to call the MLG cam. So what happens is someone redeems 1,000 channel points and it activates the room cam behind me for 60 seconds. And after 60 seconds, it goes back to my normal camera. Second one I have set up I think speaks for itself. It's called the Thug Life Reward. My time's gonna change. Oh my god, that's perfect. That one lined up perfectly. The next one I haven't used on my stream yet, but the way it works is viewers donate bits and then it activates a voice changer. This one's what we call God mode. So I'm sitting here pretending to stream in my normal voice, and then someone in Twitch chat drops 5,000 channel points.
And boom, baby, God mode activated.
But the best reward, and this is one that nobody has redeemed yet, so you could be the first one to redeem this. If you rack up 100,000 channel points, you can spend that to cancel my stream. That's right. You redeem 100,000 channel points, my stream will automatically shut itself off. So if you want to do that, make sure to go in the link in the description box down below. For my Twitch stream, I stream 4 nights a week, but that is just a taste of what you can do with this Leorin board app. It is very powerful. You can do so much with it. So try it out, play with it, and try to be really creative with it. And if you do manage to make something creative, share it with me. Tweet it at me. I got a Twitter now. That's right, I'm hip. What of it? And if you guys want to talk more about Leorin board or anything to do with streaming, make sure to join the Discord. You know where that is. I'm pointing at the description box and not my With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's video. I gotta go get some sleep, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, homies.
How's it going, Home Glitches? We've got version 206 of Leorin Board 2, which brings us YouTube integration so we can actually get our YouTube live streams up there and fired off. I actually have never really done YouTube live, so I might actually experiment with that in the future. But I did want to show you how to update your Leorin Board 2 and how to set up the connection to YouTube so you can get your own stream started. Let's go take a look. Alright, first thing I want to show you is how to get our versions upgraded in Leorin Board 2, and it's so much easier compared to what we had in Leorin Board 1. This deck is currently running 205.3. In order to update, you just go down into the settings part, hit up on check for updates, and you should see versions and updates and stream decks and all that kind of stuff, and it will let you know if you're out of date. And then you can do the same thing if like maybe your files are corrupted or you're missing files. You can kind of basically do a file check restoration for your files to make sure everything is all set up for you. Will automatically download, give you your patch notes and everything that you need for it. And you can see that for as far as the YouTube integration comes, looks like it's going to be version 206.3 and going forward. So actually 206 and going forwards, depending on you know, when this video gets viewed from you. As long as you're at 206 and forward, you should have YouTube integration. We'll cover that just a second. I want to make sure my other things are updated as well. Looks like I'll just update the stream deck part over here, and we're going to play around with the YouTube stuff in just a second. Alright, that looks all good on there. And we're going to get our YouTube connection established. We're going to go down here to the YouTube connection. Please support Christina. I will actually go on to her Patreon here in a moment and do that. So help support your creators. She's got a lot of work invested in this and is quite frankly amazing. Let's go ahead and obtain our token over here. And we need to sign into Google to authorize Leorin Board. So this is where you would sign into your Google account that is linked to your YouTube. I've already got it all set up on there. Says that I already have some access, and that's because I tried this before at one point. Do not share your token with anybody. I'm going to copy that guy, and let's get closed on that. Let's go back into Leorin Board, and we're going to paste that link right up in here and link. and then you should see that your title and your YouTube information should show up. If it doesn't, or you want to redo it, you can do it again. Okay, so I know that YouTube API commands are a little bit different than Twitch from my understanding, so it's a little wonky trying to test this. I think the best way is to actually test it live, and I'm just not going to do that in this video, but I do want to see if everything is in there and what kind of options we have. So I'm going to do this test deck real fast, and let's look at our triggers and see if yeah, YouTube has populated. So we have triggers from chat, subscriber, super chat, stickers, and sponsors. Okay, cool. I think that covers most of the basis right now, and they're probably going to add more when it comes. So like if I do a YouTube subscriber, I probably could do a poll, if I'm not mistaken. So we go to edit, edit commands. I could probably do a utility pull data, and so like if I wanted to pull like their name, let's see if it shows up in our list here. Twitch predictions, Twitch polls. Yeah, YouTube, it's in here. So display name, message. I'd have to kind of play around with them to see which one they are. Their channel URL. So you can pull their stuff from their chat or the subscriber alert. You can kind of make a subscriber alert here, super chat and things like that. So stickers are in here as well. Cool. And so like this would be like the YouTube subscriber, their display name, and then I could change this to like a variable, like I don't know, name, and then I could do like a OBS, I guess, like a text change. I would name the source and then pop the variable in here for that. That's kind of what you would do for it, but I'm not too worried about that. I just want to make sure it was installed. Let's see if there is other commands as well, and that you can pull. So I'm going to check commands, and let's see if they have YouTube commands has its own section as well. So you can send messages in chat, change statuses, ban or unban, change their subscriber status, and get live stats. So you can, okay, so there's quite a few different options on there. I'm sure they're probably going to see more as we progress with YouTube, and also as YouTube adds things as well too. Live streaming and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see YouTube integration with Leorn board, and that's basically how you install it. I'm not going to play around with too much of it on there. There's a lot of things you can do that you're just not going to be able to do it on the other deck. That's pretty much everything for today. Like I said, real fast video for us. I just wanted to show you how to get updated.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm DJ LaFave, and I'm here with a special live stream tutorial session to show you how easy it is to basically download, install, and set up Leorn Board 2 for the first time. So if you guys haven't caught any of my live streams before, well, we have some fun on here. We have a lot of fun, and I hope to see you guys in the future doing a whole lot of integrations with Leorn Board 2, with Touch Portal, with all those other good things. But we're going to be live right now teaching you. May not be talking to everybody in the chat as we get going with this. And I did want to say that loyalty points and super chat events right now are paused. They are paused. So I just want to let everybody know that off the bat, that we're just going to go and showcase this stuff. And we're going to say loyalty points are off for this stream. Just let the chat know. All right, so the chat knows that, and now here we go. Links that are important, they're in the description of this video. Give me $1 every time I've said that. No, seriously, give me $1. All right, here we go. The install, the link, let's go first. Let's go download it. Here we go. We're going to click download. There's our zip file. Our zip file's coming in right here, hot and heavy. Hot and heavy is our zip file. So I'm just going to take this zip file. I'm going to close Twidget. I'm going to bring the zip file over onto my desktop right here. And then I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to extract this zip file. That's just a right click. And we're going to go with extract all. Extract all. And we're going to say, sure, extract. Okay. And now it is on my other screen right here, YouTube Live. You know what? That is not the right extension. That is the old school extension. Old school extension. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this is why people record their own videos. This is why they record their own videos. All right, here we go. We're gonna go Leorin Board 2. There we go. We're gonna get right there. Free Leorin Board 2. There we go. There's the site we need right there. And the link will be updated into the description of the video. We're gonna go to download, and we are going to download, for my purposes, the 64 bits release, and that's gonna show up right on down here. So again, now backtrack. Here we go. We're gonna bring this over onto the desktop. It is on the desktop. We're going to right click, extract all, and desktop looks good. Extract. All right, cool. Zooming on out, a little bit complete, and there's our folder. Okay, so now that we have it extracted, the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go to this transmitter section. Just double click on that. If you're on Windows, all you got to do, hold the shift key down, right click on transmitter, and then I want you to say copy as path. Now inside of OBS, go to docs, and then go to custom browser docs. This folder is going to open up. This is going to open up, and then inside of custom browser docs, I want you to create a new one, and we're going to right click, and we're going to say paste that file we just did. I'm going to get rid of these quotations, and I'm going to call this one LB transmitter, and we shall say apply. Now as soon as you say apply, if you're lucky, this transmitter is going to pop up. This is now your connection with the Leorin board system. Now, I am by no means a Leorin board expert. I've been using it hot and heavy for the past 2 weeks, and I've done quite a few installs of it so far. So I'm just going to take this transmitter and I'm going to drag it on over here to the side. This will always pop up with within OBS. If you don't see it, just go to docs and then view the one that you just created. All right. So now we're going to back up out of this and into the main folder. The main folder is where your executable item is. So we're going to open that up. Just double click on this guy, and I'm going to zoom on out. And this is our new Leorin board, fresh off the press Leorin board. There is now a butterfly at the bottom. If you want to right click and you want to pin that to taskbar, I highly recommend you give that a go. That is how I roll with mine. You can see my little butterfly right there. There's my little butterfly. All right, we're gonna move back on over here, and now we are into the system itself. This is where we first have to set up our connections. So if you don't have OBS WebSockets, make sure you go download that. I guess I should add that link as well, but OBS connections right here. Use your WebSocket IP, which is normally your home IP address right there. And if you have a password, then you wanna add that. I would definitely say auto-connect it. That way it'll always connect to your OBS session. We're going to click save there. Now, YouTube connection. You see nothing up top here, right? So what we want to do is we want to click on obtain a token. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to blur my screen. And as I click on it, it's going to say, please, let's unblur that. Please consider supporting Christina if you use this feature. Support her. Send her a few bucks. It'll be highly, highly appreciated. Now I click OK, and you're going to see this screen right here come on up. Authorize the integration. Please sign in with your Google account. So I'm going to say okay. I'm going to sign in with Google. I'm going to select my YouTube account that I utilize here and just say continue when all of that comes up. So now this screen is going to show up and say save your refresh token. Your refresh token is here. Copy to clipboard. So we're going to go back into our Leorin board setup, and inside of Leorin board, just click on here and then click Control V, paste it on in there. Control V, it is linked. I click on the link, and if I zoom on up, so you can't see my entire thing, once it does activate, you're going to see that your YouTube channel shows up here. So when you guys are watching this a year from now and you see that I only had 2,260 subscribers, remember, this is where we all start. We all start at low numbers, and then you start doing some amazing stuff, and it gets cray. So hopefully I'm helping you guys out. After that is done, you're just going to click the X right here. There's no save button. It is linked, and we are good to go. So now YouTube is connected, and our OBS is connected, but our transmitter, you can see right here, our transmitter, it doesn't seem like it's connected. So let's click refresh on our transmitter. Refresh it again. Make sure that our transmitter is popping, and it doesn't look like it is liking our transmitter right now. I don't know if that's going to play into this or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close everything again, close it all out, and I'm going to kind of restart it. So I'm going to, again, pin this to the taskbar, and we're going to restart Leorin board. And these are just some of the hiccups that I've experienced along the way, and I fully expect you all to experience along the way. To start your transmitter, go back to your docks, go to your LB transmitter, and there is it right there. And we're going to click refresh. And for some reason, the transmitter is not wanting. Oh, we got to go here. Transmitter. Select a transmitter. Do you want to select the new one? No. For some reason, it doesn't say that it's connected. Maybe it doesn't mean that it's not connected, right? So let's go see if that is true or if it is not true. We're gonna find out very shortly. Everything looks good here. Everything looks like it's on. Oh, allow Stream Deck and transmitter. Oh, maybe that was it. You go into settings and click allow Stream Deck and transmitter. Save. Now we'll go back to our transmitter, click refresh, and there we go. Transmitter is connected. So again, these are all problems that I faced. I hope that you don't have to face them as well, and we can work together and continue learning. And speaking of working together, I'm active in the Leorin Board Discord channel. I can also be active. Come to my Discord. My link is in the description. I talk about things that I'm doing all of the time to try to create and make more and more crazy things. All right, so now that we have everything seems to be connected and we are good and in order. This is Twitch chat. There is no current connection for YouTube. In the future release, Christina said that will be coming out. So keep an eye out in the Discord for that information. We're now going to click the plus button right here, and we're going to say create new deck. And then this pops up, so we'll double click on this whole add new, no preview thing. So we're going to make something happen inside of Leorin Board to make it happen on the screen. It's going to be very, very, very simplistic, but I just want to show you just a few simple commands to start off with, okay? And then if we have time, because we always have time, I'm going to show you how to get a user's URL onto your screen, or excuse me, their face, their profile picture from YouTube onto your screen, and then you can do a whole bunch of other weird, fun stuff from there. So we're going to create a new button. Here's where we create a new button. Here's something I didn't know, and now I know. Edit appearance. This is where you put the display text. So we're just going to say test 1. There it is. You can change the color if you want to here. I had the hardest time finding that specific thing. All right, we'll click save. This is test 1, and the way we're going to make our first button work is we're going to set up a trigger. We're going to edit triggers, and here's the different things that you could do with YouTube to make this work. So if you look right here, you've got YouTube chat, subscriber events, super chat, super sticker, or a sponsor. So these are the 5 different items from YouTube specifically that can make an event happen. Okay, these are the things. We're going to do chat right now because I'm live. That's one of the reasons why I am live, and that's what we're doing here. So the message we're going to do is just going to be, we're just going to have it say example. That's it. And we're going to allow everybody to do this, so we're not going to check off any specific ones. So broadcaster, verified, mod, sponsor, those are added things that you can add to this specific command. And we're going to click save. All right, so inside of here, the first simple one I could think of is I'm going to make my camera disappear for 1 second and then reappear. And that will be the command that we are going to fire off right now. So I click the plus button right here, and the first thing I want to do when example is written inside of the chat is I want to change a source visibility inside of OBS. So if you knew where to find it, you can just go on in there and find it. Instead, I'm just going to type source and source change visibility. There's our first item. So your OBS main comes up, and then you can select the actual scene that it's in. So I'm going to go to my camera. This is the source, and the source is my NVIDIA broadcast, and it is visible, so we know it's already visible. I guess we're going to make it invisible. There we go. And now we're going to add a timer to this. We're going to say timeout, which is the wait for timeout, which is the waiting item. We're going to make it wait for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, we're going to make it wait, and then we're going to bring it back. So again, I'll click plus again right here, and we're going to do source visibility, which is right here, source change visibility. Again, this is very, very, very simplistic. This is not anything crazy, mind-bending, nothing like that. Right there, and that's it. So when somebody writes example in the chat, then my camera should go away for 2 seconds and come back. That looks good. That looks good. That looks, oh, we want to make it visible. All right, perfect. All right, so now we're going to say save. Check the trigger again, edit triggers. When they type in lowercase example, save, and we save it right here. So I'm going to go into my chat right now, and I'm going to write example. Example has been written, and we shall see if this, oh, there I go. My camera is gone and it came back 2 seconds later. So that is a way of letting just general chat come and interact with your stream. One more time, we're going to write example, and my camera is going to go away for 2 seconds, and now it is going to, bam, it's going to come back. So that is very, 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 very basic. The next thing that I want to show you is a little bit more advanced. It's the last advanced thing I'll do. I want to keep this video kind of short. So 12 minutes in, you learn how to install a Leorn board, how to set it up, how to make your first generic command to make something happen inside of your OBS environment. What we're going to do next is we're going to be able to pull a image URL of the profile picture of whomever is chatting, and we're going to show it on our screen. So first and foremost, it's going to be a browser URL, so we have to create that browser URL. So I'm going to actually create a source inside of my OBS right here. Actually, it's already created. I have browser-lb. So this is a source that is already inside of my OBS, and just a general source, doesn't matter. It's a browser source, okay? All right, so my browser source is created. I'm going to show you what the properties of that look like. The properties of this browser source are ginormous. Here we go. We're going to make it 800 by 800, and there is the blank URL file. That's it. It could be blank, because we're going to end up using some commands inside of Leorn board to grab a YouTube profile image URL, and it's going to place it inside of your OBS screen. All right. So what do we want to do for that? Well, we want to first open up my other Leorn board that has this command in there already, because we want to make this, you know, very, very easy to do. So I think I wonder if I can copy this button. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to show you all of it. I'm going to copy button, and then I'm going to close this Leorn board. Well, let's see if we can't paste it in here. Paste button? No, it doesn't paste over. Okay, no worries. We're going to copy the export JSON, your button. Oh, no, we can actually just look at it and do a 1-for-1. That works. A 1-for-1 is going to be very, very easy for us. That way you get to see everything. So on the new Leorn board, I want you to say create button, and we're going to just get on in here. And the first thing we're going to add is a trigger pull data. So again, hit plus, and you can just start typing trigger pull data, okay? And then inside of these fields, the first one you're going to write is user_data. Do I know how all this works or why this works? No, but I do know that it works. So follow along. Get object variable data is the next one. So we go here and we say get object variable right there. And the object is going to be user data picture underscore URL. And then we're going to make the last item, the save variable, as user picture. Okay. The next one we're going to add is wait until variable expires. So we're going to click plus. We're going to say wait until variable exists, excuse me. And the variable name is going to be user picture, user underscore picture. And we're going to wait 1 second because someone told me to wait 1 second. And lastly, we are going to change the settings inside of our OBS, which is going to be changing. It's going to be change settings, source change settings. And the source that we are going to change is inside of production 1, and it is browser LB. And what we are going to change is quotation URL, quotation, semicolon, space, quotation, slash, $, user underscore picture, $, slash, quotation, and that's it. All right, so now that should grab, whenever the trigger happens, it should grab it and put it into our OBS scene right here. So I'm going to click save. I'm going to close this one just to make sure it doesn't give us any, yeah, close it. We don't need it. All right, so we're going to right-click on this. We're going to edit triggers, and the trigger I'm going to have is, it's going to be a YouTube chat, and it's going to say, show me. That's it. Save. Save. When I click show me inside the chat, it should be pulling in my URL. Should be pulling in my URL and placing it. There you go. So now anybody who's in the chat right now, if they write show me, because I don't believe I have anybody on here actually watching this live stream, but if you click show me, then your profile image will be added to this browser source that you brought inside of Leorin Board. So it's too simple. In the span of 17 minutes, we have installed Leorin Board, even with some hiccups. We have added 2 commands that are able to interface inside of our OBS session, and the possibilities, of course, now are endless. They're endless. And if you want to see where some of those endless possibilities end up going, well, then please follow me here, like, subscribe, notifications, all that good jazz, because this is what I do. I have fun with streaming tools, and this is my game. I tell people, they say, well, what game do you stream? I don't stream games. I stream live streaming tools. I test them out. I have these ideas. They become realities, and that's it. That's all I got for now. I'm DJ LaFave. Hope you guys all had fun. Can't wait to see you guys on the live streams in the future.
Oh, there's so much things to do. I was so concerned that I couldn't do interactions on YouTube, and then I found that, what was it, a few months ago they actually did. They solved it. So they have full integration with YouTube now. Well, here we go. I might need another camera, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I need something that will let me use a camera. One camera has multiple sources, though, so what I really need is one camera has multiple sources. Okay. Which my Nikon will do, but I don't have that up and running yet, so